What's up, Internet? Today I'm going to show you how to edit photos like a pro, so let's get into it. So here I am in a program called Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom. You can get this for a membership in Photoshop and everything for about 20 or 30 bucks a month, depending on if you're a teacher or a student. So when I first got started back in 2007 taking photos, I had no idea how to go through every photo. So I hit up another photographer, Tim Hellberg, and he told me about Lightroom. Now what you can do with Lightroom is you go up to this thing called Library, and you can drag all of your photos that are in a folder into the library, and what it does is it lays all those photos out. So these are some photos that I just selected from my trip. I think this was back in 2014 to Disney World. Now, what you want to do, say you've already have the photos selected. This is another technique I'll show you in another video, how to cull video or how to cull photos. So what you want to do when you're going through these photos is, first off, take a lot of photos wherever you are, because the art doesn't start until, well, it starts in framing and then it starts in the editing. So I then go up to develop, and then it brings up all these photos or all these sort of exposure, contrast, and I sort of look at the photos. So you can see your histogram, or I think it's called, yeah, histogram, up here, and it shows how much brightness is usually all the way. And now this is a very bright photo because I was exposing for the Mickey pumpkin. Now, what I tend to do is first I look at exposure, and I sort of play around with that. And I'm exposing for Mickey right now, and I have this in the background. This isn't the best photo because it's white here. Next, I'll try to bring back some of the light in the background so you see some of the detail, because you see it's going away as I go brighter. So I'll bring some of that back by bringing the whiteness down. This is just a JPEG photo. Usually I shoot in RAW, which allows me more flexibility. I might go through the highlights. So I go through every single one of these. I might want to bring the shadows up a little bit so you see more of the detail in the pumpkin here and the leaves and things that are going on in there. You can zoom in by clicking on the actual picture, and then it clicks out of that. Next, if you want to add blacks, this is sort of like a contrast. Maybe I want it look more vibrant, so I might bring the blacks up, or I might just keep it there. Now here's a great thing that you can add, and this is sort of color, because you want to have some color in your photos. You want to see some vibrant color, so you add some vibrance and you add some saturation, but not too much saturation, because if it's too saturated, then it looks too fake. So I'm usually at about 10 or 11 for these, sometimes maybe a little bit more, like that one up to like 15, and you can see that the orange is really starting to shine. Next, you can go up to View, I believe it is, and then show before and after, left and right. So what I'll do is I'll do that, and this is sort of the before photo, and then this is sort of the after. So you see more of this color sort of starting to pop, which is nice, and you see more detail in the castle, so it doesn't look so faded, and you start seeing some of that sunshine hitting it over here. Now this is probably an overcast day, so you're not going to see too much sunshine, but you see some of the definition coming back here as opposed to this one. And then you can go back in, and you can do it on the fly too. As I do this, you see it over there on the right if you wanted to do that. So I'm going to go back up to View and just click off of that and bring back my original photo. Next, if you want to add any cropping, just hit R, and then hold down Shift on your keyboard so it contains that aspect ratio. If you let go of that, actually it's staying there because I think it's locked. This, you could turn that off if you wanted to, but usually when it's off you should probably hold Shift. But I don't really like this little spot that you see some of the stuff over here, so I can go into spot removal, which is right up here. You can adjust the size. You can also adjust the size if you have like a click wheel by scrolling up. And then if I want to kind of remove this, I can just bring it to the size I want and then click on it, and it will grab from somewhere, and you can click, hold, and drag where you want to kind of place it. So I might place it there. To see it, usually you click back. I don't even know if that got rid of that for whatever reason. I think that some of this stuff was too strong, so you might have to turn the opacity up to actually see that. I don't know why that wasn't. Yeah, see, it did go away a little bit, but I think that you got to kind of turn your opacity up more, and then it's gone. It should have gone. Yeah, so it went away there, and then you might want to get rid of this too, so it's a little bit more clean. That's kind of how I would do it. I got to turn down the feathering of that now. I don't want it in this size. So that should show up under here with the brush, but it's this thing right here, which is, this is the crop, and then this is the removal. So it goes over there, so I'm going to bring it like over there. So we've edited this photo. This photo is ready to, maybe if you want to get rid of that over there on the right hand side, then bring that up and in. So you can see, let's go up to view and then left and right, and then see what it looks like. Yeah, see, that looks a little bit cleaner than that. It's showing the crop area of that, but this is now gone, so a lot more cleaner. You know, you could remove this if you wanted to, but I kind of like what it looks like now. So that's how I would edit this photo, and then I'm going to show you how to edit a few more of these photos. I'll pull up a few more and show you how I would approach them.